Hello everyone, Rich Hagon, Brian David-Marshall with you here at the end of day 2 of the World Magic Cup.
Gonna lean on you while you do this.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry, I'm not going to keep you long because we have a great top 8 to bring you. The day arrived with 32 teams left going into seeded pool play. 3 rounds of a format I know you've got a lot of time for, team limited.
It was great watching players take 12 packs of Magic 2013 booster packs, bust them out, build 3 decks, go, I've got 30 playables, I need to get down to 22 or 23, build these semi-constructed decks, and just watch all these great players in action trying to parse this relatively new format for most of them.
Yeah, and certainly when you went out to the tables and you watched matches in progress, those decks were so much fun because it was almost like souped up draft that you've got to live the dream of the draft deck where someone disconnects and the other 6 people haven't played before.
We determined the power curve of Limited is sealed decks, draft decks, team sealed decks.
Sure.
Right, it's at the top of the power curve of 40 card decks.
Yeah. So 3 tremendous rounds there. That led to the top 2 teams in each of 8 pools, making it to another set of pool play, but this time not 40 cards, 75, 60 plus 15 in the sideboard, and that of course was right the way across the constructed spectrum.
Yeah, we had Innistrad Avacyn Restored block constructed, which is the same format we saw at Pro Tour Avacyn Restored. We had Standard, which is the same format we've seen every weekend for the past year. You know, as its constant metagame shifts and changes and iterations, and some really interesting wrinkles to that we saw this weekend. And then Modern, last seen at Grand Prix Columbus, and probably one of the favorite formats of a lot of the pros right now because it's so dynamic and ever-changing and challenging and wide open to a lot of different strategies.
So the 16 teams came back in 4 pools of 4. Once again, the top two would advance, with seeding within the pool being really, really critical. And we saw that throughout the day. But at the end of it all, we have, as we always do here at MagicTheGathering.com, a top 8 lineup for Super Sunday. Let's get to the big board and show you how the quarterfinals are going to play out. So right up the top, it's going to be your number 1 seed, Croatia.
Yeah, I mean, Pistol Pete, Gregor Marovic from Croatia.
Gregor Petric Marotic? Oh, him! Yeah. Amazing group. Amazing group. The top 3 all time from Croatia are the team for tomorrow.
We did a deck tech with Stepan Sucic.
Well done.
With his Mono Green Infect deck. This was a deck that carried them over the finish line on day 1 in Standard. They said, we did this graph, and Mono Green Infect is all the way over here against everything. And we did a deck tech with him, and they're going to be playing that deck on camera tomorrow. And who are they going to be playing it against?
Let's see. Number 8, it's Puerto Rico. Well
Interestingly, Team Puerto Rico was one of the other teams on Mono Green Infect in Standard during the individual competition.
Okay, that's quarterfinal 1. Quarterfinal 2 begins with, here it comes, Poland. Pruchnevich, Bubac, Pedrakowski, Kopech.
And Mateusz Kopech, someone who's been a dominating online player for a number of years, who has now gone on to have success at the Pro Tour, kind of come close a few times, fell a round short here, a round short there.
Grand Prix winner,
playing on Sunday, formidable opponent, not someone to be taken lightly.
Well, I'm sure they won't take them lightly, but who won't take them lightly? It's the Philippines. Gerald Kamangan, Zach Sasaki amongst that team. So the 5v, the 4 seed, Philippines will take on Poland. And BDM, you were telling me earlier, the Philippines might not even have come to this event.
My sort of Twitter army informs me that they were really trying to justify the expense. They did get their airfare taken care of, but you know, American hotel, food, it's a little more expensive than things are over in the Philippines. It was a little daunting. They're like, can we really justify this? Are we going to make top 8? Neutral grounds, a store in the Philippines. It's really the pillar of the Magic community over there. Sponsored them, said, I'll cover your hotel. I'll give you a per diem for food. And so they were able to come here, and looks like it's paid off for everybody.
So in a sense, from being unsure whether they could afford to go, it became, well, They couldn't afford not to.
Yeah.
Let's
absolutely.
move on to the bottom half of the bracket. Who we've got? We have Chinese Taipei, Su Qingguo and friends.
Su Qingguo, someone who's just been a terror on the Asian Grand Prix circuit for years, just racking up pro points at a fairly significant rate.
He's like around about 150 lifetime pro points. I think he's close to double figures in Grand Prix top 8s.
And he is someone who everyone I know who watched him, sometimes I think he gets lost in a sea of people at a large pro tour. And here in this much smaller field, much more focused attention, people were like, that guy is really good.
Yes. In a sense, it's great to shine the spotlight because we don't have all 175 of the top 175 players on Earth. So it means that there's a little bit of breathing room for some of the talents to shine. And of course, there's a language issue. We've got to be honest. We find it difficult to interview these players, so you don't have as many global stars as far as the English audience is concerned. But Su's a lovely guy.
Watch this guy tomorrow. he plays a great game of Magic, and a lot of people have been, like I said, very impressed with him. And I think I'd be surprised if he doesn't get picked in a few fantasy drafts going into future Pro Tours.
All right, let's move on. Who do they play? They play the 6th seed. It's the Slovak Republic. 17 team appearances between the 4 of them.
And when you and I did a little back and forth in my column about which teams we thought were going to do well, I think that's the only team we mentioned.
But we did say it was hard to imagine Sunday without them.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Predictions. Who knew? By the way, I'm starting to notice a theme here.
Yes.
Can you see the deck theme here? No?
Is it...
Can you see a geographical theme here?
Lightning Angel Control?
No. I think
not the red, white, and blue?
No. The deal is, it doesn't matter how many lifetime pro points you have, doesn't matter what deck you played, doesn't matter who made it through into day 2, who your team cheerleader was. It turns out, boys and girls, if your flag wasn't red, white, and blue, that was it. You were done. Sorry, Ireland. Sorry, Wales. No, not happening. Sorry, Sweden. You had yellow. Tough. Gone. The evidence is right there. It's very compelling. Let's see what the bottom quarterfinal brings. See? Red, white, and blue. That's all. Only colours you're allowed. Scotland. I'm going to let you talk about Scotland because everyone knows how proud I am.
I was just going to say, you have to be super happy for them. They came here, they can dress smartly. We've talked about that a lot, that idea of like, we belong here. We're strapping on our kilts and we're kicking non-kilted butt all weekend.
Yep.
A team of, you said, if you could handpick, if you're like, Scotland has to defend itself, in a game of Magic, these are the 4 players you would have picked.
Yep.
And it's just been tremendous to watch them all weekend.
Okay, finally they will play against is that actually the Hungarian national flag? That's like green in it.
That's not actually the Chinese Taipei.
Anyway, shush. Can't take him anywhere. Hungary will face Scotland, and well done Hungary. Tamas Klied led the team overnight 7-0. And as he said, well, on day 2, turns out we didn't lose ever.
Right.
He lost a match. He lost to one of the Scots, intriguingly.
Sure.
But,
and Thomas Naj on that team,
yeah.
Someone we've seen, again, you see those like indicators of future success.
Yeah, and I've talked about Hungary for a couple of years. I thought they might do well at Worlds last year. I was quite high on the team there. Didn't quite happen for them there. Really has here. Croatia, Puerto Rico, Poland, Philippines, Chinese Taipei, Slovak Republic, and Scotland, Hungary. That is coming your way at 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Again, the format BDM, just to confirm, this is constructed.
Team constructed. I believe the players do not actually, they have to play the same decks that they played today in team constructed.
Yes.
But I don't believe they can switch.
They can switch
pilots,
plays the deck.
which would be an intriguing wrinkle that...
you were only 5-1 with that deck yesterday. Give it here.
So they're going to play block constructed,
Yep.
They're going to play standard, and they're going to play modern.
Okay. All of that comes your way at 8:45 a.m. tomorrow. Don't you dare miss a thing. For Brian David-Marshall, I'm your host, Richard Hagen, saying thanks for being with us, and bye.